So the 20th inductee into the Drum Key Hall of Fame is the Snareweight. It is the Snareweight drum dampener. If you guys haven't seen these are leather drum dampeners that clip onto the rim of your drum set. We've clamped these onto triple flange, die cast, all sorts of roll in, roll out. Pretty much every kind of hoop, wood hoop even, it'll clamp on there. And you've got a strip of leather that lays on around the rim of the drum, as Sean's demonstrating there. And then it's got a magnet built into it. So it actually has 4 positions. This is the M80. I should clarify. Snareweight makes a whole bunch of products. Some of them are big blocks of metal. Some of them are small little strips. Some of them are adjustable. This is the Snareweight M80, which is our favorite, because you can have it on with maximum dampening. There's an off position with no dampening. And then there's 2 in-betweens because you can flip up the wings to have a little bit more and a little bit more. So I don't know how well it's going to translate, but do you want to hit it with nothing on and then
absolutely
nothing and a little bit more?
So of course, one of the most common questions we get asked is, "Hey, my drums are ringing a little bit too much. How do I stop that?" And this is a really convenient way to take action over the overtone of your snare drum, because maybe sometimes you do want a little overtone. Well, it used to be, okay, you put a little Moongel on there, you put a ring on. Well, if you want your drum to be open up, you'd have to take off the
right, or
system,
your wallet,
put it on the floor. Well, this is basically your wallet, but it flips on and off seamless between songs or what have you, and it's very effective. And it clips onto the rim. And I have one on my drum. It just lives there.
Mm-hmm.
When I gig at the end of the night, I put it in my bag, and my Snareweight lives there. But we'll hear it. Hopefully, this will translate okay here. So this is the Snareweight on the drum itself.
Do it off
first. Okay,
yeah,
that's probably a good idea.
Let it ring out a lit.
Do a rim shot. Beautiful sounding drum, but maybe you want to take a little bit of that tone out of it and a little bit of the edge off the drum. Flip this sucker down. Nice and snappy.
Nice.
Rim shot. And we can manipulate
a little bit less.
Here, a little bit
put
less.
One slap up. A little bit more tone. Here it started to come through.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Very effective.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been thinking about this problem, as many drummers probably have, for a very long time. And what could we do? Maybe come out with a Drums Etc. product. I'm always thinking that way.
Sure.
Of like what is convenient, what is the right amount of fuss versus not fuss versus it doesn't matter. And we say it 1,000 times in the podcast. Sean and I are not fussy people at all. But guess who is? Sound guys. The band.
Oh, yes.
The manager at the freaking restaurant. Okay? Yeah. They're going to be fussy about every little thing, right? So it's good to have this at your disposal. Not saying that every time. And then I've experimented with it too. I prefer an open snare, right? Personally.
Okay.
But between the amount of gigs that I do where I'm getting mic'd up, or I'm in a small room, or I'm recording, I use these things almost all the time.
All right. And you'll be recording today. You're going to a studio today.
Yep.
Will you be taking one of these along with you?
It's already on my drum.
You absolutely will, of course.
Yeah, yep. I've got one on my snare, and I actually have, I like it on my snare off or on fully, and then with the wings flipped up for my rack tom and floor tom too.
Yeah.
It's very nice. And I actually, when I rent out a kit, we do professional backline for shows and festivals locally here in Lancaster. And when we rent out a kit, a lot of times we'll throw some of these in there for someone to be able to use. And it's funny when I see the pictures or videos of people playing, they get moved around. Like sometimes there'll be 2 on the floor tom because they want a little more dead and the snare wide open. Sometimes the snare will be flipped out or flipped up or off or on. But never do I find them like thrown on the floor or lost or trampled or smushed, because it's very quick to figure out and very intuitive that you can just flip it off, but it's still, flip the dampening off, but the dampening, the Snareweight stays on the drum. So, yeah. It's very easy to adjust, very self-explanatory. I like the fact that there's no goop.
Yeah. No
That's
goop.
a technical thing.
Yes.
No goop, no gnarly hairs getting stuck to it inside of your case, sawdust from your drumsticks.
Yeah, rest in peace, Moongel.
Rest in peace.
doubt.
Rest in peace. Cool. I think that's it's self-explanatory, guys. Come in, try one. We have them in our studios here at Drums Etc. So if there's not lessons going on, feel free to go in there, wail away, and check it out. Or we'll pop a demo. We always have a demo or two out on the floor with our snare drum display, so you guys can actually check this stuff out. And we can do A/B tests with re-rings, with Moongel, with whatever. And then that's the best part.
Pick your
We're
poison.
impartial. Pick your poison. We dig them. We think they're worth giving a try.